Hello, everybody, and welcome to Meta HSE's presentation of Rocket League in 2020. I am one formal casting, joined by Tico, sometimes a Trico, but not today, as we have a best-of-5 series from the New South Wales, Queensland region here today.
Yeah, so we have two introductory teams coming in for us. I believe this is the first Rocket League stream we're having of this season for him to high school esports. So Emmaus Catholic College, I hope I pronounced that right, versus Gilroy Catholic College.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one for sure, as some changes for this year as opposed to last year. No longer are we doing best of threes, but we are upping them to best of fives to provide more content and better competition for all of you watching at home and for the students playing, of course. Not to mention, we will be bringing you back-to-back series today. So after this one, we will have another one. So our streams, they're going to be a little longer. They're going to be a bit more action-packed, and we're going to have a bit more of a good time. Now, real quick on the blue side in this one, it will be Emmaus Catholic College. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And they will be taking on Gilroy on that orange side, as cars are looking to be jumping in now. I believe we will be kicking off very momentarily.
No. Actually, no, we are going to go. Thank God.
It was the delay tactic, just sort of like the delay kickoff right there. A bit of a fake out coming from the side of Gilroy. Does mean early pressure will go to the Emmaus Catholic College side, and already a shot's going to come from Mock. That's going to hit its mark, and it took 11 seconds for our opening goal.
Yeah, a beautiful touch coming out from Supersonic Joel, popping that one right up to his teammate Mock, getting there right before green sticky note. He did get a demo for his efforts, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to stop the ball. One goal ahead for them.
Yeah, and that's a very quick goal, and usually a good sign for things to come when you can find a kickoff goal like that. And Mock already showing off a bit more of that aerial prowess right there. Supersonic as well, the two of them not afraid to get up high.
Yeah, no, they're not giving each other any space or time on the ball, and it's really good to see them come out with this aggression from the get-go, and a really close shot coming out from Green Sticky.
Yeah, Green Sticky nearly hitting the mark right there. However, a counterattack thing led by Supersonic. He actually loses possession, but does the smart thing by going for the bump afterwards. You like to see that, because it tells me that these players are always going to be thinking one step ahead, and that can become critical the deeper this series goes.
Yeah, and I'm loving the passing play coming out from Gilroy Catholic College, because they're doing so well to pass the play, make sure they make the connections, and it's really working out for them. It's just hope their efforts cause them a goal.
Yeah, that is going to be the case right now, as I have to admit, this is a bit faster paced than I was expecting to see so far coming into this one. Obviously, these players have been playing Rocket League for a fair bit, and they have semblance of an idea of what they are doing, to put it lightly, to put it more accurately. They're actually pretty good at this game.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope they would be able to have this sort of caliber when you're coming into a tournament like this, because I mean, you are allowed, the prize pool that you get from this really benefits your school as well. So it's great to see that they're putting everything on the line for it.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're seeing more pressure right now being put by Emmaus at the moment, shot after shot, just a little bit off target. Finally, Supersonic gets that nice tap needed to make the score 2-0.
Yeah, no, we are seeing them go up for the opportunities. They're getting the aerial prowess a lot quicker than Gilroy Catholic Colleges. They might not have the attempt at the passing plays like Gilroy does, but Emmaus, they just are quicker to the ball.
Yeah, Emmaus have been that little bit faster. Granted, I have liked what I've seen from Green Sticky. I think he definitely has been the star player so far for this Gilroy side, and I'm going to be looking for his teammates to kind of rise to his level. That was a great pass, but the touch wasn't even needed, as Yugi gets accredited with the goal.
Now look at this beautiful fake coming out from his teammate. Yugi goes up for it. It looks like Barry's going to touch that one, and we saw the defender on Emmaus trying to predict that touch, but unfortunately he didn't touch that, and that means he just faked the heck out of him, giving him so much opportunity to score another.
Ooh, Yugi slowing the pace down, trying to get the defense to bite early. However, it's a good job by Hayden right there to sort of wait it out and then make the pass plays. You can see the Supersonic shot, not quite on target, but it's an own goal, and the first unforced error really of this tournament.
Really unfortunate for them. Supersonic gets a great touch into that corner, and Yugi just did not have enough time to react to that. It was already in his projected path. All he really could do was press the jump button, and unfortunately for him, that really helped them score another goal.
Yeah, so it's 3-1 at the moment for Emmaus, although they are on the defensive side of the pitch. Green Sticky tries to get that touch, but losing out on the 50 to Mock. Yugi does a nice job in stopping the counterattack, at least momentarily, and this might even turn into more aggression coming from this Gilroy side. However, Barry can't make that contact off the ceiling. Green Sticky challenges, but loses out to Hayden, mate, who's going to go ahead and try to play off the wall. Unfortunately, gets a little bit underneath the ball, and we're starting to see these players go for riskier and riskier plays, it seems.
Yeah, and it's starting to pay off as well. The more they are able to maintain possession up in the air, like Supersonic is showing, the more they're able to out-rotate, out-pass the ball, and make sure that they cannot keep up with the pace of the game.
Absolutely, as we're seeing Mock once again, he's been doing a great job in sort of clearing the ball downfield and a lot of times setting up Supersonic. He's been playing mid-pitch quite a fair bit, as you can see right there, just constantly disrupting a lot of the counterattacks coming from Gilroy. However, you can see Green Sticky still found that opening. Unfortunately, Barry's not going to be able to play through the corner as Mock is there at the pass to Supersonic. Who else? Shot was on target. Barry's going to try and slow the pace down, clearing it towards the corner. Doesn't hit it, so has to rely on his teammates to bang it down. Another pass from Mock to Supersonic off the backboard, but Mock kind of jumped it a little too far. Yugi on the counterattack has the shot, but it's wide to the right.
Yeah, he is going to keep that in the offensive rotation. However, it does go a little bit wide, but Barry getting the demo for his efforts, and he's making sure they know that he's in this game to win.
Yeah, Barry playing quite well on the defensive side of things right now for Gilroy. Unfortunately, they still are 2 goals down, and they need a bit more offense. Shot from Barry, seeming like to take my advice, going for a bit more of an offensive play. It's not going to hit its mark, but perhaps Yugi can set someone up. Green Sticky Note would be the man in position, but Barry greeting for that second touch, kind of threw Green Sticky off target.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to match the pace of the game that Emmaus is setting, but it really is going to be a little bit of a struggle for them. Supersonic, however, takes one for the team.
That was a cheeky little dunk right there as we're going to take a look at this replay. Mock once again setting up Supersonic. This has been the dream duo for them, and not quite a dunk actually, as Supersonic was actually that much faster. I thought it looked like Gilroy got a touch on that ball, but that was not the case. Instead, it was just a clean pass, and this duo of Mock and Supersonic has been nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, no, they are connecting with each other. It's beautiful to see them work well together, and I wouldn't be surprised if they played together before they even started this tournament, as you love to see that sort of teamwork coming out.
Yeah, I mean, practice makes perfect, right? And any practice that you can get before a tournament like this is definitely going to be helpful. As once again, Supersonic's going to clear the ball downfield. Mock trying to play it through the corner. I think he hit it a little harder than he wanted to. Green Sticky has a chance in the 1v1, and he will take it up and over the top of Hayden, mate.
A 4-for-2 scoreline. It is in favor of Emmaus, but Gilroy Catholic College, they're showing us that they are capable of staying within this game, and because it is a best of 5, they have so many opportunities to come back into this one. I don't necessarily think they'll be able to come back in this first game, but as I said, it's only the first game.
Absolutely, and this is always kind of like a feeling out game as well. In every level, the first game, you think it teaches you a lot, but so many times games 2 and 3, scripts get sort of flipped upside down and tables are turned. It's really a good time to feel out your opponent, see the pace they like to play at, see who the strikers are, who the defenders are, and then adjust moving forward. And as good as, you know, Emmaus has been, they've been pretty straightforward in their play style. It's been a case of Hayden Mate stays back, you have Mock as the setup man and Supersonic as that striker, and if they continue to work with this and it continues to get them wins, then by all means stick with it. But now the pressure is going to be back on this orange side in order to find out a way to counter this consistent attack.
Oh yeah, they definitely need to change up something, because Gilroy Catholic College, they played a very reactive game. I like to say that a lot, but because they're on the back foot, they didn't set the pace of the game. They were playing a really reactive goal, making sure that Emmaus was setting the pace of the game. Gilroy were playing so that they could match the pace, but they weren't setting it themselves.
Yeah, it was definitely a very, very one-side dominated game, but that's not to say Gilroy didn't have their moments of brilliance either. Green Sticky Note in particular seemed to be the one player able to match the speed of both Mock and Supersonic, but a lot of times he could stop one of them, but not necessarily the other, and at times that's where Gilroy did fall back. Not to mention Yugi setting up Barry with that fake pass and with an accurate shot that did throw the defense off target a bit. Hayden Mate, while he was that star defender for the most part, had a couple times when he was beaten.
Yeah, definitely. They, as I like to say, they were the team Gilroy Catholic College, they did so much to try and put themselves ahead, but they were a little bit too far behind when it came to those challenges, getting up for those 50-50s. They didn't get to the ball quick enough. They were hesitating. I'm saying. So all they really have to do is sort of not hesitate, make sure they go up for the ball, believe in themselves, really, is what they need to do.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be the case. Trying to show a bit more of that confidence, and maybe they'll be able to fight back into this one. That said, we will be kicking off our second game momentarily, as we're just still waiting for everyone to have that all good in this. Definitely a exciting first game. Already, I can tell the skill level in this tournament is a bit higher than what we saw last year, which of course gets me excited because you want to see top level Rocket League every chance you get. And so far, I think we've seen that out of Mock, Supersonic, and Green Sticky Note as well, but there's plenty of time for Hayden, Mate, Yugi, Barry, keep rising up, keep improving. And not to mention, this is only the first week, so things just get better and better from here.
Yeah, well, these are high school players. You cannot believe that these sort of players have these young, like I'd say the maximum age would be 18, right? 18, 19. And being able to play at this caliber at that age is really great to see. And especially with esports in general, there's less of a restriction in when it comes to age and being able to compete in comparison to sports like traditional sports like soccer, AFL, rugby, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. And soon we will be able to get back into this matchup again. A quick apologies for the delay. But we will be continuing this best of 5 series as soon as we can. But absolutely, like the entire purpose of these high school leagues is not just, to go out there and compete, but also to learn, to grow, build those teamwork, build those communication skills. We love seeing teacher involvement, helping teaching virtues of practice, balance in life. Pretty much anything that you can learn from a traditional sport, you can carry over to the likes of esports. And that is what all of these esports leagues are about, all of these high school divisions as well. So we love seeing positivity. We love seeing that support in chat and at home. So if you are out there listening, please show these players some love.
Yeah, definitely so. And there are so many high school teams in this tournament, and not just in Rocket League. We have a League of Legends tournament as well, so feel free to support your favorite teams over there. But we are now in the lobby for the second game of this best of 5, so hopefully we can get right into it.
Yeah, I believe we will be kicking off very, very soon. Now, quick reminder, it was Emmaus who did take that first game 4-2. That said, it's only one of a best of 5. There's still plenty of Rocket League left and plenty of chances for Gilroy to come back as we kick us off on our second game. And this time we actually do see both teams going for that kickoff. Hayden Mate had a chance to get a very heavy advantage for this blue side, but instead Mock is going to be the one who pushes it towards the corner. Hayden, though, still falling back for boost. Does give enough time for Gilroy to try and set up a defensive clear. They're not going to find it. And Hayden stepping up with a nice aerial shot right there gets the first goal.
A beautiful setup out from the Supersonic Jolt. Sets it up. Hayden Mate, all he has to do is get to that ball. Saw no challenges coming out from Gilroy Catholic College. He had a free net, essentially.
Yeah, it was a free net and a very quick point. I mean, the shot still had to be accurate, and I can tell you from experience, those aerials, they take a lot of practice to pull off correctly. So just because it looks easy, it doesn't mean to be the case, as Mock is going to put one on target, but this time Yugi was sitting back in defense. Hayden playing through the corner as well, won't be able to get the ball to the box, so Supersonic will be the next man to try and establish that offensive pressure. Shot from Supersonic's going to be a little bit wide to the left, but no defense is there to clear it out quickly. Fortunately for this Gilroy side, they weren't going to be punished too quickly, but we're still seeing very tight rotations coming from the side of Emmaus.
Oh, definitely so. These guys are really putting in as much pressure as they can. They did have a little bit of a failure in the defensive rotations, but fortunately for them, Emmaus Catholic College wasn't able to capitalize on that one, but now they're seeing if they can mount any sort of pressure on the other side of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what Gilroy can do if they can get any sort of offensive pressure going. Mock's just going to try and stop that, but Barry with a big bang will get across the pitch. Mock, though, able to play the backboard, actually, and that's a very high-level skill right there. So, again, still seeing a very mechanical side from this blue side, and that ball slowly rolling towards the goal. Fortunately, Green Sticky Note will get there for Gilroy. Hayden puts a light touch back towards the net. Green Sticky Note throwing it back to Yugi, but he doesn't get the bang he's looking for, so Supersonic will be able to steal it away. Barry playing off the backboard, but Mock keeps pushing forward. This could be the shot, but Mock went for the glory himself and is unable to find that goal.
It really went across that goal, and unfortunately for them, they weren't able to pick up anything. There's only one attacker, and there's only so much one attacker can do, but beautiful shot into the bottom left corner.
Yeah, that was a good shot, just not quite accurate enough just yet. Supersonic's going to go up. He's looking for his own double touch, but it's a little high. Hayden, he's going to put that shot straight on net, a double commit, but the save is still made as Green Sticky Note's going to look for that clear. Needed to hit the ball a bit harder than that, however. Supersonic now, he's going to go for another aerial setup. Yugi tries to play the backboard, was challenged by Mock, but still won. Hayden across the middle. No one's in net right now. Green Sticky Note tries to throw the ball to the corner to buy some time, but Hayden is there and waiting despite being surrounded by all three members of the opponent's team. He gets the touch. He sets up Mock. I feel like it's a matter of time before that shot will come through as this defense is really having the pressure put on them. Yugi able to play the backboard and actually finds a hole in the offensive rotation. Hayden trying to recover, but Barry bumps Green Sticky Note, and the slow press forward from Mock leads to a shot on target, but the defense makes the save.
Yeah, but they can't clear the ball, and this is one of the struggles they're having for the past minute or so. They cannot clear the ball fast enough.
Oh, Hayden from downtown straight across the middle finds yet another aerial in nearly the same exact spot. This time the defenders there, they could not react fast enough, and we have a 2-0 game.
Hayden is really consistent with those straight on shots, and you got to give him props for that. Every single one of the goals that have been scored in this game was because of Hayden Mates and his consistency with these shots.
Yeah, and Emmaus again having that 2-goal cushion in this one with 2 minutes remaining. This is exactly the kind of Rocket League they were hoping to play. It's just been attack, 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 and Supersonic nearly finds the third one. Hayden as well puts a shot, but it's a little bit wide to the right, and it actually looks like Mock missed the ball, but he had enough of it to set himself up. 3-0 for the side of Emmaus.
Yeah, they are now taking this game away, and it's really up to Gilroy Catholic College to bring this one back. And with a minute and 45 seconds left on the clock, there's definitely every opportunity to do so. But Gilroy Catholic College, they need to switch something on right now if they want to bring back game 2.
I feel like it's all about getting those defensive clears. Unfortunately, they just don't seem to be hitting the ball with enough velocity to sort of outpace the offensive rotations coming from Emmaus. And that just comes from practice. That comes from learning that sweet spot of the ball and being able to hit it from any angle. They've been struggling with that, unfortunately, and credit where credit is due. Emmaus has been making it difficult for them. With their tight offensive rotations, they're getting in the face of Gilroy and sometimes making forced touches as opposed to sturdy touches. It's Mock right here, going for the individual play. The ball will slowly roll in after the demo. My goodness, Mock. That's a highlight reel play.
Look at this one. Gets it right around Yugi for the first one. Demos the second one. Green Sticky Note did not predict that well, and it slipped right by him, and a beautiful goal coming out from Mach 1.
Dare I say, reminiscent of one Kami of the Renegades. I think I'm going to make that comparison this time around. For those of you who might happen to follow the professional Rocket League scene at the moment, more pressure though, still going to come from Emmaus in this one. Mock will be the next one to step forward. Again, trying to play through the corner, gets it past the defense. He gets the demo as well, but the follow-up shot was not quite there.
But it is still pressure mounting for them. Emmaus Catholic College going for every single shot they can, not giving any space or time on the ball.
Yeah, there's just been so much pressure right now coming from this Emmaus side. And fortunately for Gilroy, they will have one more game to try and find out ways to break this offense. But so far, they've just been slightly slower, been hitting that ball slightly with less velocity. And it's been a bit of a struggle, and something that I find a little bit concerning for the Gilroy side is as this game's progressed, they have been getting more and more panicky, and their own defensive rotations have been starting to break down. We've been seeing more and more of them kind of clumped underneath the ball or in the corner and grouped together, not really providing that correct spacing. And until they can sort of regroup themselves and compose themselves and start playing proper rotations, they're actually going to struggle in this upcoming game.
Yeah, they definitely are. You need to get those rotations cleanly if you want to be able to basically move the ball in the direction where you want to go. Teamwork is key when it comes to this game, and if you don't get those connections, if you don't get those rotations, as we do see another goal, you aren't going to be able to take the game away from the opposing team.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see this last shot come right here from Supersonic. It was a tight pass right in the middle of the box, but Supersonic was able to get that neat little touch into the net, and that will mean it is a 2-0 lead for Emmaus in this one with only one game remaining. We will be moving forward soon. We will be going to our third game, and so far it's looking like the sweep could be in play right now. I'm not going to get my broom just yet, but Gilroy, they need to recompose themselves and play a lot more similarly to what they did in that first game.
Oh, they definitely do, but they also need to make sure that I think the main thing they need to focus on in this game is their clears. They need to make sure that they put enough pace and height on the ball to send it down the other end of the pitch, because if they don't get onto that one, it's just going to be struggle city for them.
Yeah, and I mean, it's already kind of struggle city. It's kind of more they need to put together the pieces of their car again so they can drive out and head down the road to, Smooth Time Central, as I like to call it. That's a good name for a town. I don't know.
Sure.
Sandy Shores. Smooth Time Shores next to Sandy Shores, the map that I hopefully never see in this tournament because it is bright and players struggle with it, even though I love beaches based on San Diego.
Yeah, well, that took it on a tangent, but Max Formal, we got to bring it back because this is the game point, the match point for the best of 5 series in favor of Emmaus. They're 2-0 up if you haven't been around for the first 2 games, and a beautiful starting shot from Mock.
Mock putting some pepper behind that one, and a cheeky little demo at the end as well. If we take a look at this replay, it was only 86 kilometers per hour, but that's because it hit that top crossbar. That thing was a missile straight down front and center, and there was not much Gilroy could do to stop it.
Oh, no, definitely not. They did try, but the placement was on point, and they took it away with no challenge whatsoever. I mean, it was a challenge, but, you really can't take it away from them.
No, you can't take that one away as, a near Rule 1 or 2 situation, depending on which rule book you choose to read. And more sort of breakdowns right there on the side of Emmaus. Players running into each other, leaving an open net, and Barry is going to punish.
A little bit of a boop, a friendly tap onto the side of the car saying, you're doing a good job. But it does cost them the goal, and 1-for-1 scoreline. Gilroy Catholic College, they do have a fighting chance.
Yeah, that they do. In fact, this is the first time we've really seen the game tied after the first goal has been scored, if that makes any sense. I'm not counting 0-0s as ties. Those are blank slates. So, a tie game for the first time this series, and so far, the best fighting chance we've seen from Gilroy. They're even on the offense, but a nice little dribble makes Mock dodge one attacker, go straight into green sticky note, however, who passes it up for Yuki, and now we're starting to see a bit more of those bangs that we're missing in game number 2.
Yeah, I'm loving the control that these teams are showing with their car control, with being able to send the clear up, because now we are seeing the ball head into the offensive half in favor of Gilroy.
Whoa, Supersonic, that was a very dangerous touch right there. Barry nearly had an opening, but unfortunately flipped a little bit too prematurely. And now Hayden Mate, he's driving down the pitch, setting up Supersonic, who's going to drop it back to Mock. What teamwork, what a goal!
Yeah, he did not give them any chance of coming back into that one. Supersonic passes it down. It looked like Hayden Mate was going to touch that over, but Mock's like, nah, I got this one. Touches that into the top right corner. 2-for-1 scoreline. Emmaus Catholic College looking like they're going for a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, they are looking very, very good in this one, and I feel bad for Barry on defense right there because there was not much he can do in that situation. However, that was a bit of a misplay from Barry as well, as he does miss the ball. Fortunately, Yuki's there to bang it back down towards the box. Hayden trying to slow the base down in the corner, and that was not the shot that this orange side was looking for. Pass to Hayden, throws it back. Mock a little too far forward, and the third man a bit too far back again. He's going to play the backboard, but no shot remaining, so Supersonic gets his second touch. Barry will be able to play, but he accidentally passes it to Hayden, who can't get the height. Mock will take the shot, and that shot is good. 3-1 for Emmaus.
You can see the communication coming out from Emmaus Catholic College. Look, Hayden, he's not going to be able to get that. He tells that to his teammates. Mock is right there to back him up, telling him, it's fine. If you miss this one, I have it right in the bag. Touches that into the center. They do try and save that one, but unfortunately they don't get up in time, and another goal in favor.
Yeah, and what I find interesting about that last goal as well was how passive Gilroy was actually playing in that situation. No one went up to challenge these passes. They were just keeping everyone sitting in goal, hoping to possibly get more men in the way between the ball and that net, and it just didn't work. If you're going to give a team like Emmaus this much space to play and work with, they've already established that they can be that passing team, and they're going to punish you each and every time.
Oh, they definitely are. And with the amount of control they are showing with their cars, with the ball, there is no way that you cannot there's no way you have to give them time and space on the ball, or else they're going to take full advantage of it.
That was such a good pass to Barry, who unfortunately was a little bit behind the ball. But that's what I like to see from this Gilroy side. They still know what to do, and they still have game plans. They're still communicating passing plays, and they're still fighting in this one. It's just they're a little bit behind, I feel like, on the skill curve at this stage. But I see a lot of places and a lot of potential growth for this orange side, where that even if they do get swept in this series, I don't feel like this is going to be a team that's struggling in this tournament.
No, definitely not. They do have every opportunity to take some W's over some other teams, but really against the Emmaus Catholic College, with the momentum that they've already stacked on their side in this game, there really isn't too much of an opportunity for them to show their prowess.
Absolutely, although we might be seeing something right here. Barry has the ball in an open net, but is just not fast enough to get past Supersonic. No boost, unfortunately, for Barry does stop that goal from being scored, and now the counterattack is on. Supersonic actually bumps Hayden as they each went for the boost, but a little bit of a defensive mishap means you won't be seeing the clear and punish coming from this orange side.
Yeah, but they are really just trying to clear the ball now. See if they can send it down the other end of the pitch, because really, the counterattacks is how they're going to be able to score some goals against the Emmaus Catholic College, but Emmaus really isn't giving them any time to do so.
Yeah, exactly that. And with 1 minute remaining, Gilroy, they're going to have to start to find something and find something quick if they're going to stay alive in this series. They're on the offensive side of the pitch, but everyone is rotating back. No one was willing to challenge, and you almost see that ball slowly dribble straight down the middle as a result. And these are those little mistakes that are just costing this team.
Yeah, it definitely is. They're a little bit, as we said before, they're slow to the challenges. Mock trying to get a double touch, but it's also the fact that Emmaus is, every time they go up for the challenge, they are so quick to get up to there. They're challenging up high as well. They're not afraid to let their defensive rotations take a little bit of a hit if it means that they're going to get these early challenges pushed up into the offensive half.
And I mean, that confidence comes from a success rate as well. It feels like every challenge has been able to go Emmaus's way. So as that happens, you start to get more aggressive. You start to cheat a little bit more and more. And they've still also had that wherewithal to always keep some member back just in case. Hayden Mate was the one who was sticking back earlier, but lately it's actually been Supersonic kind of that third man. So the fact that this team also has that versatility and that each member can sort of play its own role is actually going to be pretty scary for this side moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. But it looks like Emmaus Catholic College are going to take the first win of the stream away from Gilroy, and really mad props to them for taking a 3-0 sweep as a victory.
Yeah, it was 3 games, and it was 3 clean games for the side of Emmaus. Really well played for this squad, and I think they have a bright future in this tournament because I saw high-level gameplay really coming from them. They were challenging up high. They were winning pretty much every 50. They were establishing team plays and pass plays, and they just looked good from front to back. So I'm excited to see where this team goes as this tournament progresses.
Yeah, definitely a name to look out for Emmaus Catholic College, so feel free to stick around. But we are going to be streaming another best of 5 game soon, so don't go anywhere, because if it's going to be anything like that, I'm so excited to cast it.
Yeah, absolutely. There will be another series. The scheduled time was 6 o'clock, but it might change, so stick around. Keep your eyes on that Twitch chat. Things will be updated there, and as soon as we know what is going on, we will communicate that to you, but we will be having another series, I would say 6 o'clock at the absolute latest. It could be even earlier, so please stick around. More Meta HSE Rocket League 2020 when we return.
the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way. see a world behind them. No more time, sinking into the silence, reaching out for something you may never find, looking for a reason not to lose your mind. Feel like you're caught in a world you don't belong to, praying that you'll make it home. I know you're scared that the place you love is gone. Don't fear what you do not know. Neon signs flicker away forever. Cross state lines, we could be lost together. Reaching out for something you may never find, looking for a reason not to lose your mind. Feel like you're caught in a world you don't belong to, praying that you'll make it home. I know you're scared that the place you love is gone. Don't fear what you do not know. Feel like you're caught in a world you don't belong to, praying that you'll make it home. I know you're scared that the place you love is gone. Don't fear what you do not know. Replaying your words there in my head. When you're not here, I'm stuck in bed. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down. Watch all of the bullets fall to the ground. You took a shot and I'm yours now. But I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down. Break down. Break down. Break down. Could be the one now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Meta HSE's presentation of our 2020 season for Rocket League. This is our opening week, and it's now time for our second of the two best of 5 series. I am One Formal Casting, joined by Tico, and after a great performance we saw in our first best of 5 today, I'm hoping we get more of the same here in our second.
Definitely so. Now we have a few teams coming in. Mirani State High School from Queensland and Belconnen High School, I believe that's how you pronounce that one. So it's going to be different state schools, but hopefully we'll have a high caliber game, much like we did see in the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of, I want to say interstate rivalry, but I'm not even sure you can call the ACT a state or even really a city. It's more a place. It's a place that exists, and they're going to be challenging the might of Queensland. No bias here, being from Brisbane myself. Obviously, it could mean anything. Some of the best players actually, you know, in all of Rocket League come from Canberra. And not to mention, I'm not saying the players come from there, but there is that professional org known as the Canberra Havoc. They just finished top 4 in the spring series. Well, they're from the ACT in a roundabout way, so we're definitely not going to write them off. It's going to be a fun game. The cars are on the pitch, and we are underway.
Definitely, and it is a best of 5, much like the first game, so do not take anything away from them if one of these teams do lose the first game, because there's every opportunity to come back into it.
Definitely is the case, and already we're seeing a lot of aggression coming out of this Belconnen High School from the ACT. They're getting that early pressure on, but good defensive rotations being shown already by Mirani. They also like to be known as the fresh food people, but that wasn't the freshest clear, as a bit of a double commit, both of them missing, and now Ultra Oz is going to start pushing forward, gets another flick up ball in the box, but no one's there to make that shot.
Yeah, a lot of aggression coming out from Belconnen High School from the get-go. They really want to put as much pressure as possible onto the defensive Mirani, but a lot of these plays are coming out.
Ooh, already seeing those demos opening up the net for Proteus, but he's not going to find that shot. Neither is Spoot JK, so Proteus will have another attempt. Tries to set his own aerial there, but the sharpshooter was able to make the save. Ultras is going to go ahead and again trying to set things up. So much play in the box, but shots a little bit high and the defense a little too strong.
Yeah, and we are seeing the same sort of problem that we saw in the first game with a lack of potential to clear the ball past that halfway point. They really are getting those offensive rotations clean from Belconnen, and Mirani State are sort of scrambling to get that ball out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Although a double commit could open something up if Gold can get that tap, and the golden log out was able to get there. Sorry, gold log out, not gold in. Either way, this is the best chance we've seen of a clear yet for this Queensland side, as Colgate Milk's going to go up for that next touch, but Ultra Oz is a little bit higher, and that's a little bit deadlier, as well as the first goal will go to Belconnen High.
Beautiful clear. Ultra Oz, he does take that one from the backboard, dribbles it over the sidewall, and then gets a beautiful clear, which in turn sends it in towards the goal, catches out that defensive rotation, and they weren't able to save that.
No, they were not. A double commit off of the kickoff as well from Mirani could open the door for more aggression coming from this orange side. However, Colgate Milk is going to try to do what he can, but he just can't get it past that mid-pitch. The midfield play from Ultras has just been too strong time and time again. That said, though, Golden Logo actually does get a touch, but it drops right into Proteus's lap, who doesn't have the boost to go upward, so Spoot JK will take the shot. It's off the backboard. The next man also puts it a bit high as he was challenged by Gold Logo. Gold logo out, gold log out, gold log out, I think is what we're going to go for. Spoot JK now going to clear it across mid-pitch, and again, more pressure coming from the side of ACT.
Yeah, they aren't really letting up, and we do see a clear coming out, but you have to note that Belconnen, they're always going to have that one man in the back.
Yeah, they definitely are playing a very complete game right now. Their rotations have been strong, and that's been most seen by how many shots are going out and the frequency of them from this orange side. There's always that next man there ready to take that shot. However, an opportunity for Colgate Milk. He's setting up his teammates, but the shot, I believe, from Golden Logout was a little bit too high, and Sharpshooter actually gets bumped out by his own teammate, so the follow-up shot isn't there, and that's the difference between cleaner rotations and a bit sloppier rotations. You can keep cleaner rotations sustained for much longer.
But we did see a shining bit of, well, never mind. Ultra Oz takes a goal.
Yeah, we're going to have to hold that thought as Ultra Oz. What an aerial dribble recovery in a sense right there. Granted, he had some help from Golden Logout, who just kind of punched that ball in. And yeah, that you know, belly up, a sign of I messed up, guys, my bad right there, coming from Mirani stating that.
Yeah, but we did see, as I was saying, a little shining bit of opportunity coming out from Mirani, because they did have that opportunity to put balls on net, and they did so beautifully. Ultras, however, I'm never going to finish my point. He's going to score so many goals.
Yeah, Ultras just doesn't like listen to hearing, doesn't like hearing you speak. And look at that, he even has his own custom little logo right there. This man knows how to Rocket League, as he finds, I believe, the hat trick already in this one. Just under 2 minutes remaining, and Belconnen High, they're off to a fantastic start.
Oh, they definitely are. They have a 3-0 advantage. Another shot on net, but this time from Gold Logout. They want to turn this into their favor.
Yeah, and they're just going to keep trying to put that pressure on right now. However, Ultra Oz does let one past him. Colgate Milk doesn't get the pinch, but he still gets the setup. The pass is there, but Sharpshooter wasn't too sharp in that shot, as it was a bit too slow, and the defense was able to make the save.
Yeah, they are doing really well to send it down the other end of the pitch. Proteus now is trying to get the dribble on, but 3 defenders, you're not going to be able to do so with that much pace on the ball, which is really wasn't much.
No, it wasn't much just yet, as more pressure coming down. Golden Logout gonna go ahead and still try and maybe establish something, and it does force a triple commit from the side of Belconnen. However, no one's there to punish it. You can see Colgate Milk, not Chocolate Milk, Colgate Milk as well as Sharpshooter were each sitting so far back. They're just so ingrained with this defensive mindset that they're not available for proper counterattacks.
Ooh, and that one touch just did not enable his teammate to touch that into the net. But now a good counterattack coming out from them, but they aren't able to pick up anything off the back of that. All they have to do is hold out for the next 30 seconds, and they have won game 1.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be able to do just that. A bigger question might be, can Ultras put another point on the board? He's in the 1v1 situation, but Sharpshooter will steal it away. More pressure being put down from Belconnen, however, as they're going to go cross pitch now. Ultros throws it back to the middle. He's chasing his own pass. Colgate Milk does get in the way. And with 7 seconds remaining, maybe the blue side can mount an attack.
Yeah, but it will be more of a consolation prize rather than being going for the win, as Belconnen High School, they do take the first round away from Mirani in the best of 5.
Yeah, that was a fantastic start right there for the roundabout, aka Belconnen High School, as we get to take a look at the names that these teams have given for themselves. So we can call it by the schools, you know, Queensland versus ACT, Belconnen taking on Mirani State High School, or we could call them the Fresh Food People versus the Roundabout.
Yeah, definitely. But I do believe the high schools wanted us to give them to give credit to the high schools, and we're allowed to use the team names, but they really wanted us to mention their high schools because, you know, you got to show the people where you're from, got to give credit to who you are as a team. And I mean, it's really showing that Belconnen right now are ahead in the pacing of the tournament, pacing of the game, sorry, as well as just being able to get the advantage.
Yeah, they have been able to do pretty much complete control in this first game. There are a couple smaller opportunities, admittedly, for the Queensland side, and I have to believe a little bit in the Queensland might still pushing forward, but for Mirani to come back in this one, we're going to need to see them up that tempo and possibly be a bit more aggressive with their challenges. Ultros has had a lot of space to work with, and he's been that star so far of this Belconnen High School. Now it's up to Mirani to try and shut him down.
Yeah, it definitely is. They need to get something away from him, either get some demos to clear him away from the play, especially when he's on the offensive rotations. You definitely need to take out at least one of those members to make sure that they don't have as much pressure in a 2v3.
And already we're starting to see a bit more of aggressive positioning and attacking coming from the side of Mirani right there. Colgate Milk was putting a couple shots on, and Gold Logout was sitting very far forward. Unfortunately, though, that offensive rotation did break, and once again, we are back to where we left off with Belconnen starting to mount a sustained attack.
Yeah, and they are trying to get those connections moving forward, but with a little bit of misplay, they are going to let that ball just dabble in that midfield. Ultros, however, is going to have to control this ball. Never mind. His teammate's not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah, not going to allow it just yet. Colgate still trying to look for that next touch, but Ultros is going to steal that away, and with the boost, we'll get that next touch. It was a bit delayed, and the defense was able to rotate back into the box, and now we're seeing cleaner defensive rotation. Sharpshooter sitting back, so he'd be that next man to press forward, but Ultra Oz, he is just everywhere on this offensive side of the pitch, just challenging everything right now, and really has been that thorn in the side of Mirani.
Yeah, really all they have to do is clear the ball, make sure Ultros is not in possession of the ball, and that's towards net.
That's going to be a goal right there as Colgate Milk cheekily flicks one over the top. Taking a look at the replay right there, Ultros, uncharacteristic bad touch for him so far in this series, and Colgate Milk, with that more aggressive positioning, was there to punish.
Yeah, and he capitalized on every single opportunity he took with that one, scoring that goal, bringing them ahead for the first time in the series. In this game, too, it's looking to be a lot more of an even game.
Yeah, that's what we want to see, an exciting series for sure. Pressure right now back on the side of Belconnen, but they're also putting some offensive pressure down as well. At least the Sharpshooter steps forward to challenge Ultros, and it's a challenge one. However, the Sharpshooter was not quite in position there to make that next shot. Well, he's all the way back on defense, actually. That was a different car with the green underbelly. I believe that was Gold Logout who put that shot, but it was not accurate nonetheless.
Yeah, and now they are trying to get a goal now. They are behind. This is the first time they are behind in the series. They're not used to it. They've set the pace of this game, and they really don't know what is happening. But with their defensive rotations not as strong as their offensive, they are really struggling to send it down the other end of the pitch.
That was a good pass play, though, to try and find that crack in the defense, and it sets up Ultros with a shot. Gold Logout was waiting, though, in the box and is able to make the save. The clear takes 3 members to do it, but they do get it to the orange side of the pitch, and Colgate Milk again going for that cheeky flick. Not quite as accurate as before. Ultros playing that patient game with boost will flick it over one offender. Can't quite get it past the second one, but Gold Logout winds up pushing it deeper into his own territory, so Colgate Milk has to steal it away. Double demo on the opposite end as you can see Proteus is going to try and make some pressure, but loses the ball. Ultros is back, but gets bumped off the ball. Colgate Milk lets it slip behind him. Golden Logout doesn't get the bang. He's looking for a dangerous spot at the moment as Ultros tries to set up his team, but no one is there.
No, and it's one thing to note that Mirani State, their defense is looking stronger in comparison to the previous game that Gilroy Catholic was showing, and it really goes to show how much pressure they can mount from the back because they're ahead.
Yeah, they are ahead right now, and once again, they are on the orange side of the pitch, and Ultras actually making 2 offenders miss, and they were in a 1v1 situation. No boost. Ultras for Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter wins, but Spook JK will keep the orange on the attack.
Yeah, they are still putting as much pressure as possible onto this backline, picking up as much boost as well to keep it up in this half. Ultras bringing it up now.
Ooh, he went for a cheeky little play right there, but is unable to squeeze the ball into the net. Now Gold Logout is going to be looking to punish. He's got the open net as the defender pushed forward, and it is 2-0 for the side of Marani.
2-0. This is definitely a flip from what we saw in the first game. Gold Logout making the most of that diagonal wall and catches Spook JK out so uncarelessly, and they do manage to pick up the second goal, giving them a 2-goal buffer.
Yeah, and I think that 2-goal buffer with the way how this defense has been playing, finally able to find those clears might be enough to take this game, and we're going to have ourselves a proper best-of-5 series, it looks like, as Gold Logout looking to get another point on the board, trying to bounce the ball off the ceiling, but Ultras is there, making 1 miss. Colgate Milk does get the touch on the ball, but gets demoed in the process. However, with such a booming clear, no counterattack can be made.
No, but they are seeing if they can do anything with the midfield ball. Colgate, however, isn't really giving them any time, and this is what we like to see coming out from Marani. They've set their comfortable pace, and we'll see if they can hold on to it.
And the big differences between this game and the last game is they're actually stepping up and challenging so much more. In game 1, they were content to sit back and really try and play that defensive game, and as a result, Ultras in particular was just all over the pitch and just challenging everything and winning a lot of it super deep into their own territory. This time around, however, they're challenging back. We're seeing 50s pretty much on every part of the pitch right now, and with a lot of them starting to go more Marani's way, not necessarily all of them, but just more of them, they've been able to have longer attacks, find goals as a result through them, and it's really been a complete night and day performance from this blue side.
It definitely has, but with 10 seconds left on the clock, it does not look like Belconnen High School are going to be able to come back into this second game, but because it is a best of 5, they have so many opportunities to come back into it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're gonna have ourselves a proper series in this one as Marani State High School, the fresh food people, go ahead and take game number 2 to tie us up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, 2-0 scoreline, definitely a flip from what we saw in the first game, and it really goes to show that the first game does not set the pace and does not set the tone as to what the rest of the games will look like, because every single time that we've seen a team win the first game, we do not give them the advantage being like, oh, they're definitely going to win. You have to give them the losing team credit that they are going to come back into it.
Yeah, definitely, and they made the adjustments that was required from them. They started to play a more aggressive game and really start to challenge the roundabout side. And moving forward right now, Proteus and Spook JK, they can't really let their team just be an Ultras show. They need to step up and give him a bit more of that support, because Ultras, he's good. He's very good. He might even be the best player on this pitch, but he cannot do everything.
No, he definitely can't. Yeah, I do agree with that one. Ultras, he has been running around this pitch like there's no tomorrow, but when his teammates aren't expecting him to connect with them, it's sort of hard to work with your team to be able to score a goal. And against all odds, Ultras just cannot utilize his skill to carry him and his team if he's playing a 1v3.
Yeah, and I mean, I do believe the team can step up as well. Obviously, there's plenty of time to do so. We've seen one team make adjustments. Now the pressure back over in the ACT. Will we see that adjustment come from Belconnen High School? Will they find a way to take control back over this series? Or will Gold Logout instead just get that booming clear and look for that second touch but not find it? But still, pressure initially coming from the blue side, but just gets turned back around by Proteus.
Yeah, Proteus trying to mount any sort of pressure, but in comparison, he's really slowing down the pace of the game. Sharpshooter, however, tries to put one in front of net.
Yeah, Sharpshooter was trying to put one in that goal, but now Ultras is going to go ahead and get that booming clear. It's a swing and a miss coming from Gold Logout, and it will be 1-0 for the side from Canberra.
A beautiful clear, utilizing the momentum upwards from that bounce at its peak. Ultras utilizes that one with the dodge of his card, putting so much pace on the ball, and the defense was not expecting that clear.
No, the defense was definitely on the back foot in that one, and you saw them get punished for it now. More pressure coming down from this orange side, but there's a good clear off a double commit that the Queensland side was looking for. Morani State High School puts one on target, but the shot will bounce off that top crossbar. Sharpshooter has a chance, doesn't have the power behind it, as Proteus definitely will slow the attack down. Gold Lockout, though, will get the next touch. Ultras is back on the pitch, though, and he's going to try and clear it past himself, throwing it to Spoot JK. Colgate Milk swings and misses, which means Proteus will get to clear himself. He's looking to dribble, he's looking to drive, but instead gets challenged and loses out. Ultras off of the wall. Shot is not quite on target.
No, and now they get to slow down the pace of the game, set it where they want to. Sharpshooter, however, is going to relatively give that away, and it does get sent back to his own side of the pitch, but it's not a possession game that we're seeing. It's more of a, let's clear the ball and see if we can follow it up.
Yeah, that has been the storyline thus far in this one. It's been a lot of solo play for these clears. A lot of them done by this man, Ultras, who was going for the cheeky aerial dribble play just right in the box, but will get stopped for now. And Gold Logout has the bit of a breakaway, so much space to work with, but no boost. So he just slowly dribbles the ball right down to the box, and that will be Belconnen saying thank you very much. Now it's our turn to attack.
Yeah, Proteus trying to put some pressure into the mid, setting it up for his teammates. A good touch from Ultras, and an even better one from Spoot, but they aren't going to be able to put that in the back of the net, and Gold Logout seeing what he can do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens right now with Ultras trying to catch the ball, but the pressure still being mounted. Ultras, he tried to make a crazy save off that top crossbar, but instead looks like he bumps it in, and we're tied.
He did hesitate a little bit going up for that ball. That fast aerial we know he's capable of, he did not utilize it, was scared to touch into his own net, and just hesitated a little second too long, putting that one in, allowing that one to drop into his own goal.
Yeah, and it was a roughie. What more is there to say right there, Ultras? But it's definitely one you can recover from. And credit where credit is due for this blue side. They did get that goal by establishing that pressure and forcing those tough decision-making opportunities. And yeah, Ultras, uncharacteristic mistake, but one he will probably be looking to bounce back from and bounce back from soon.
Yeah, it's just a question of when will he be given the time to be able to take a ball down the side or even down the middle.
Yeah, it's just going to be finding those opportunities, as at the moment it still is the side of Morani trying to get that pressure, but Proteus is lucky to have that ball kind of drop right into his lap, but again, with no boost, he'll just have it taken away from him. Pass back to Sharpshooter now, but he doesn't have the speed. However, Spoot JK missing. Ultras, that last man back, he puts it up in a dangerous spot. Colgate Milk has the height, but does not have the accuracy. Man number 3 goes a little bit too high as well, and now Ultras has a counterattack. Sharpshooter is going to try and steal it, but has the ball flicked over his head. Colgate Milk did recover though and gets a bit of a clear. Proteus pushing forward, passing it to Ultras, who puts it up. Where's that next touch? Is coming from Proteus, and it is good. 2-1 for Belconnen.
Beautiful teamwork plays coming out from these. Proteus touching it for Ultras. He bumps that right up, and it's a really beautiful pass that we love to see put right in front of net. Proteus takes full capitalization of that one, touches it down for that 1-goal lead.
Yeah, it's very, very, very critical, and this kickoff might be a critical mistake, as well as Proteus takes the ball straight down the middle and into the net.
A beautiful touch as well. A good cheat coming out from Proteus, because we all know if you get to that ball right off kickoff, it's a dead ball in center, and you're the only one challenging that one. There is so much opportunity for you to boom it right into that goal, and it was just set up perfectly for him.
Yeah, and making this game a 2-goal differential right now might be that killing blow, and you sometimes hate to see it off of the kickoff, but it really was a smart play going for that cheat, and Proteus, a goal well scored and a lead well earned right now, and the big thing can be, will Belconnen hold on to that lead? Will they be passive, or will they try to make it grow? Proteus, he goes up high, but he doesn't quite have that accurate touch, but Ultras is there to make sure the ball finds the goal, and with that 3-goal lead now, I'm thinking we are going to be seeing a 2-1 lead for Belconnen.
That was a great touch coming out from Proteus. Even though he tried to get the angles, it did hit the crossbar, and it's just really good to see that Ultras is there to make sure that ball goes into net.
Yeah, and it was a good goal for sure. However, awkward cheat right there. Does see Proteus and Spoot JK run into each other. Ultras, that third man, though, he's going to go for a dribble play. He has the skills to do it. Takes it to the corner, needs one more touch, but Sharpshooter is there. That was a shot as well. I believe that was Spoot JK tried to bang it in, but didn't get that touch. However, Ultras does. It's a little high, and Spoot JK unfortunately winds up underneath the ball.
Even Spoot JK is telling everyone in the game that it is all Ultros on Proteus in this game. There's not too much coming out from Spoot, but he definitely has been a factor in this game. Maybe not as impactful as Ultros and Proteus, but he definitely has impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes just taking shots, even if you miss, can cause defenses to flinch or sometimes commit incorrectly. So Spoot JK, by taking the shots when they're in front of him, not always necessarily the most accurate shots, but they're still there, and it's something that defenses will have to worry about. As you can see, that was actually a good little bang right there from Spoot JK. Proteus will be the next man up. He's going to throw the ball into the corner. Doesn't really have that good recovery to get that next touch. So Colgate Milk on his own actually swings and misses. Everyone's missing the ball right now as we're having a bit of a fiesta in the corner. Finally, we do grow cost corner, but with 3 seconds left, that last goal, it's going to go over to the side of Belconnen as Ultros finds yet another goal.
A great touch, controlling that ball up onto the wall. Sharpshooter not expecting any of that. Colgate Milk neither as well. And it just drops right down into the net. 2 seconds left. Marani State High School aren't coming back into this third game.
No, they will not be. That is for sure. And we are at match point in favor of Belconnen High as they comfortably take game number 3 with a late game surgence of points, 5-1.
Yeah, it's you got to give credit to Belconnen High School. They did drop the second game, but they've come back kicking and swinging back into this third game, showing us and the viewers and Marani State High School that they aren't a force to be reckoned with, and if they do get a lead, they can push it to a 4-goal buffer.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting game number 4, that is for sure. We definitely cannot write Marani out as they did take game number 2, and when they did take it, they took it comfortably. They just need to find ways to get, I guess, those good clears again that they had in that second game, because when Belconnen is on the back foot, they do struggle. This is definitely a case of 2 more offensive-minded teams that are more comfortable on that attack, and it feels like whichever team gets that initial attack has been able to sustain it for a long period. So these kickoffs are going to be important, and these initial attacks and who gets those first shots on target, I think, are going to be important as well.
Yeah, it's really who's going to set the pace of the game for Rocket League and really many Rocket League games. It's a question of who's going to get to those challenges faster, who's going to be in control of the ball a bit more, and we don't have any clear, distinct lines yet, but hopefully that'll show up soon.
Double commit on defense could be disastrous for the side of Marani, especially with Gold Logout actually missing that next touch. Spoot JK, he'll be the man stepping forward. The punter's going to throw that ball back into the box. Where's the shot coming from? Well, it's coming over the top of Proteus's head as Colgate Milk definitely trying to go for that solo clear, and that's only Spoot JK on defense. Swing and a miss, but the shot was not accurate.
Yeah, it was lucky for them that it wasn't hitting towards net, but Spoot JK, he knows that he had to rotate for that defense. Really good try from him. Meanwhile, they're still trying to put the ball right in front of net.
Yeah, they're still trying to put that pressure on, and we're starting to see the defense looking like it's breaking down a little bit for the side of Belconnen. People overcommitting, double committing, bumping teammates. Finally, it looks like Spoot JK will be able to clear it past mid-pitch, but Colgate Milk with that challenge keeps the ball there. Ultros from downtown will get a deeper touch on it, and no one's there to catch it, so he'll get that second touch as well. Ball beautifully set up, but no one's there to take that shot. No one with the boost or the confidence to go for it, and now Gold Logout is on his own 1v1 situation, let the ball get too far in front of him, and Ultros on his own counterattack got a bump from Spoot JK, but couldn't get that next touch.
Ultros doesn't have too much boost, tries to put in a wave dash there to keep and maintain the pressure and the ball, but now it's sent down the other way.
Oh, that's going to be sent all the way into the goal as well, and we're seeing those same vices that plagued the side of Belconnen in Game 2 come back to haunt them as the defensive rotation's not there fast enough to stop that counterattack. A Gold Logout gets the first point in this one.
Yeah, and there's the pace of the game sort of starting to be set. They have the momentum, and now it's a question of will they be able to maintain it, or will Ultros, Proteus, and...
well,
there's your answer.
Yeah, there's the answer right there. That actually looked like a bit of an own goal because Ultros kind of missed when he pushed forward. So Colgate Milk trying to look for that bang, lets the ball get behind him. And yeah, Sharpshooter accidentally punched that one in as Spoot JK was the man who took that swing and a miss. So awkward play right now and kind of a bit of a momentum killer for Marani. They're going to have to dig deep right now to fight back in this.
I'm just a little bit sad Spoot JK didn't get a touch onto that one. He was right there bumping the goalkeeper, so you got to give him credit where credit is due. He really did allow that ball to roll in.
Yeah, that he did, and he doesn't get the credit for the goal, but he definitely provided that pressure, which maybe caused the panic decision. However, it does look as if this Marani High School side is looking to continue their offensive attempts, but Ultras, nice solo play right there, gets it over Sharpshooter, does get a second touch when challenged by Colgate Milk. Sharpshooter, though, with that bump on the Spoot JK, will open the doors for Gold Logout to get his own clear. Proteus makes a nice read and a nice little pinch off the wall. Sharpshooter misses, and it is 2-1 in favor of Belconnen.
A really unfortunate play. Proteus gets a beautiful touch off that backboard. It's sort of like an EU clear, but off the side into the goal. He was getting bumped as well, but those efforts weren't worth it as Sharpshooter did miss that one, bringing that scoreline to a 2-1 in favor of Belconnen.
Yeah, so Belconnen with the lead. They have not let up a lead yet so far in this series once they have had it. That said, ball in a dangerous spot, going for the pinch clear right now, but not too successful. A triple commit in that corner does see Proteus get demoed as well, so a lot of pressure right now coming from this Marani side, and it's pressure that needs to work, but not only does Gold Logout miss, but he cleans out his teammate as well. Unfortunately, Colgate Milk is able to make the pass and clear. What a play right there. That has to be the highlight of the day so far.
A nice pass up from Colgate over to Gold Logout, and he gets a great flip. The pre-flip as well redirects that into the bottom left corner. Nothing that can be done.
Nothing at all. As you did see Ultras, you know, kind of that star player for this orange side was there, but not even he can make the save off of that pass. But what he can do is put pressure down. Gold Logout has to be careful. The challenge was coming from behind, but he is able to clear it to the corner.
Yeah, Spoot trying to go for that one. Really good challenge from him as well, but now they're sending it down the other end of the pitch. Gold Logout seeing if he can get any pressure, but these solo plays aren't really the sort of thing that you want to go for against Proteus and Ultras.
Yeah, Ultras actually is looking to dribble it all the way down himself, but Sharpshooter this time is able to make that save. Proteus, though, going to go for a backboard setup. Who's going to catch it? He's going to catch his own setup, actually, and the defense hesitating to get that clear, but everyone cheated forward for this orange side, so Belconnen is actually back on defense themselves in this tie game.
Oh, great control coming out from these two teams as Proteus, he tries to get that solo dribble. Not going to be able to do much, but Spoot, however irrelevant he thinks he is, he does have the impact that will help out the team in terms of getting that pressure onto the offensive, making sure they scramble for that defensive clear.
Yeah, well, they're scrambling at the moment, especially when Ultras is going to put that ball straight over the top. Sharpshooter been sitting in the box, actually gets baited out, but the shot's a little bit too high. Spoot JK, he's going to want that one back.
He definitely will. He's going for more. No.
It's okay, though. You have Ultras on your team, and he'll clean it up after two near misses from one Spoot JK, who's kind of become that lovable hero in this game, but big brother Ultras able to bang that one in and take a big lead with only 46 seconds remaining.
It's a sad, sad moment when Spoot hits the crossbar twice. You definitely have to feel for him, but he definitely has more opportunities to come back and score a goal into this one if their defense allows it in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. But really, their defense is probably going to be a bit more important right now because they only have a 1-goal lead. And this Marani side is knocking on the door. Gold Logout's going to go up high, try and set up through the corner, but he doesn't trust himself to get that next touch. An own goal equalizes the game with only 18 seconds remaining.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Gold Logout puts it down, and Spoot, you see it in chat, he says he finally scores the goal, but it does not give them the advantages. It is now a 3-for-3. 20 seconds left on the clock. Will they be able to come back into this?
Oh, this is going to be tight. We could be seeing our first overtime of the tournament as well. Ultras, though, he doesn't want to wait for overtime. He's going to try and score right now, but instead goes for a pass as opposed to taking that shot. Spoot JK a little bit too far back. 1 second remaining. How long can the ball stay in the air? Proteus throwing it into the corner, but it will drop, and we have overtime.
The first overtime is definitely an exciting moment for us as us. God.
Oh, it almost ends right on that kickoff, as well as Colgate Milk, with the help of a pinch, puts one on target, and he's going to keep that offensive pressure there. Spoot JK, though, does get the clear. Offensive pressure will continue. Spoot JK with the shot. It's going to go high. Ultras, is he there? No, it's Proteus instead, but that shot goes wide to the left. Ultras, the third man, setting it back up. He's slow playing it. He's tapping it in, and with that, a win to the side from ACT.
Oh my gosh, Belconnen, it's a wave of emotions. They've taken us on a roller coaster, and really unfortunate for Mirani State High School. They did show us that they were capable of matching up to Belconnen High School, but unfortunately for them, they weren't able to bring it back in that overtime, and they did take the loss against Belconnen.
Yeah, it was a very, very close series. However, credit where credit is due to this Mirani side. They made their adjustments. They started to play differently, a bit more aggressively, and it did make the series a lot more competitive than what game one would have told us. However, they do fall that little bit short, as at the end of the day, I mean, it was just almost that mechanical difference. When there's just one star player on that other side that you were unable to contain, sometimes you do lose out.
Yeah, definitely, and it was great to see that the rest of the team came into play for Belconnen. Ultras, he was the star player for the first couple of games, and then it's great to see that Proteus started stepping up. Spoot JK, he started getting noticeable as well as the games progressed, and it's really unfortunate for Mirani State. Colgate Milk, Sharpshooter, Gold Logout, as a team, they worked well together, but Belconnen High School, I feel like they just had the advantage when it came to those 50-50s, when it came to getting those challenges quicker.
Yeah, but there were definitely things I did like to see from really both of these teams. Mirani, they did have a couple pass plays, and those pass plays, the deeper and deeper we get into this tournament, you know, the more and more effective they're going to be as these teams learn to gel and play with each other. And while, yes, Ultras definitely the MVP in this series, definitely that star player, this is a Swiss format, and you can't really rely on one player alone to keep undefeated streaks going. Eventually, he's going to run into players just as good as he is, and that's when that teamwork, that team cohesion is going to have to step up and rise to that next level.
Yeah, and unfortunately for today and this week, that is going to be it for the Meta High School Rocket League tournament, games. We will be back next week, I believe, for more Rocket League games, but League of Legends is going to be on Tuesday, so feel free to tune into those ones. Rocket League as well will be on the Thursday. I believe it'll start at the same time, 5 o'clock. So if you do want to come in and support your local high schools, feel free to come join.
Yeah, so feel free to sign up, ask teachers, ask friends, put that team together and sign up and join in the fun. On that note, though, it is time to say goodnight. So a big thank you for all the teams, schools, players, and people involved, both behind the scenes and watching in the Twitch chat. It's been a great opening week, and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday and next Tuesday as well here at Meta HSE.